Before we begin, let's pray for the Prophet and don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel, sweeties. The part starts with G, who doesn't know how to act after what happened to her and how she was hurt. But Rory defended her. There's also what happened between Keith and Yuri, but here, there's a fight in the classroom, and they teach her how to defend herself. Each of them tries to overcome the other and shows off their strength in front of Gigi. Then CN comes along, who defeats Kilix, and says that what happened in front of her, she wouldn't be able to do it herself. But she asks him to lift the book and do a karate move, and he does. They applaud him greatly, and Gigi wasn't expecting him to know how to do it and wants him to teach her, but he leaves. Then Keith comes in and prepares her, and she tries to ignore him. But she says that I'll definitely know how to protect herself. That's why Yuri goes to teach her how to defend herself and protect herself, and not let anyone hurt her. He approaches her or takes what she wants and goes to challenge Kafir and walks away, intending to stop talking to him in the first place. So Kafir comes in his turn and goes to teach her how to use this weapon, and the one is for the hair, and he teaches her that she focuses on every movement of the one in front of her so that she knows how to analyze the movements, and they encourage her, and she goes to come with her, and he tries to teach her, but by avoiding her, and he goes to hug her and hold her, and everyone greets them. Of course, but he is on the same page. Finally, he goes to teach her that she must fear her opponent and follow her heart in what he is doing, and she goes to hit him and keep him away, and they are very happy with her while Yuri is watching her, and she is happy, and they greet her a lot because of what she did, but she goes to think about what self-defense technique she will use, what method of them. So she goes with the bad, even though she is nervous like that, but he gets a message from Yuri and asks her where she is and what she is not. You can think about what is happening. She's just wandering around aimlessly, and Sai pulls her to focus on what she's going through. He sees that they're teaching her how to defend herself, and that it's for her own good, not just to avoid getting hurt. When she flirts with other girls, she threatens to tell his girlfriend, Rocky, and that's why he always shuts up, but then he remembers the scent of Ayla, with whom he had a past relationship, but she wronged him. Her classmates were hurting him, and she hadn't done anything wrong. They even accused him of stealing, and she didn't defend him. This makes her remember that she was the reason for everything that happened, and that Kiefer was the one who knew what happened. Kiefer still loved her at that time, and she's affected and her heart aches. She goes to class and thanks him. They're going to study this fighting technique, and she thinks that Yuri taught them, but he tells her that everyone knows how to fight, regardless of their skill level. She talks to Mayo and argues with him about what she said about the game Parkour is playing, and Kapoor calls it Rabir Kapoor. They argue until Kev comes and stops them because they're acting like children. They go back to arguing with him, each sticking to their own opinion. They know she's using bad language, bumping into things, and covering her mouth. Everyone is watching because, according to their agreement, he's going to kiss her. He goes up to her, and no one knows what's going on, but he keeps kissing her in front of everyone. Yuri is shocked, and she pushes him away. Everyone is talking about her and focusing on each other, all under Yuri's watchful eye. He's extremely upset. He tries to kill time in class, where she asks them many questions. Some people answer, and each has a different opinion and answer. They keep defending each other. Jay gets up and supports both of them because they need to understand each other. She notices that Yuri isn't even looking at her or paying attention to her. So, the teacher makes them write an essay about it, and they get upset. She's busy distributing papers to the class who don't have anything, and she goes to talk to Yuri, who can't stand her. She talks about what happened, and he says nothing happened. But the teacher yells at her, scares her, and shuts her up immediately. This makes everyone make fun of her, and they go and write down what they're talking about. But she goes and throws Yuri aside so she can talk about what happened. They write to each other on this paper, and he can't stand her. But he writes to her to focus on the lesson, not on him, which makes her surprised. She writes back to him, letting him know he's probably upset about what happened with Kiefer. She keeps writing him lots of papers so he'll reply, and he gives her the papers right away. Kiefer notices that they're communicating through papers, and she gets upset with him. That's why the teacher kicks her out immediately. She makes everyone gloat, but she goes out and goes alone, upset about what happened. She takes the neighbor and plays with him, not understanding what's going on. Just one thing. Yuri comes to her and makes her laugh and laughs at her, and she feels sorry because she was satisfied with him, and I see that unfortunately, he will only change one thing, and he tells her that he came to feel sorry for her and joins her now and makes her surprised because he didn't want to talk to him for a while, and he said what has changed remains so. He focuses on her and lets her know that he really wants her. He is not upset with her, but he is jealous because he loves her and is unable to do anything. What's more than that, and he doesn't know how to control his feelings for her since she's engaged to him, and no one knows, and he saw someone else next to her, and he gets very sad because he didn't want this to happen at all, and I'm shocked. at the time, and it could be that she doesn't love him, but she just got engaged, and that she's his fiancé and he's affected, and that's why she goes and holds his hand and gets close to him and hugs him here all the time and makes him happy. Monday, and that's why he goes and kisses her on the cheek. They both stare intently at each other, and he's completely absorbed in it, happy and moved. He leaves her there, still in shock. She goes outside, and he yells at her for being there. She doesn't understand what's happening, but he tells her that she's his and his alone, and if he tries to get close to her again, he'll regret it. He throws her away and leaves immediately, acting really awful. Time passes and she goes home. She tells him she doesn't want to see him like that again because she doesn't know how to deal with him, and his behavior reminds her of her ex-fiancé. She's in her room with her friend, playing, and she sees him acting like he's at home, not caring about anyone. She goes to sit alone while he eats ice cream, and he thinks she's not herself at all. So she goes to talk to him, and he thinks they'll watch a movie together. But she stops him and asks if he's ever seen how upset he is before, and what does he look like. This confirms and tells her that he saw him before when he was upset with Yuri, and this was when I was there. He kept hitting Yuri badly, and no one could stop him because no one can stand up to Kafaru when he's angry. Anyone who gets near him gets hit. She says she feels sorry for Yuri, but he sees him as a coward. And that's why he's always clinging to Kafaru, because he's afraid to confront him. She says Yuri does things on his own without telling anyone, and that she should stay away from Yuri if he tries to get close to her. They go to watch this movie, and he chooses what he wants. Suddenly, his stomach hurts because of the ice cream, and she takes him to the bathroom right away. She leaves immediately and chooses the movie herself. But he has a folder with secrets, and she sees strange things. That's why she opens the secrets video and sees that they are filmed holding Kiko. They beat him severely because of Yoru and Kiefer, and because they're punishing him for getting close to JJ at the party and putting her in danger. They all go to beat him up, and she's shocked that they're torturing Kiko so badly and are enjoying it. She cries for him because they're torturing him like this, and she's stunned that they could do this to someone. They literally keep humiliating him, and Kiefer is happy about what he's doing. Sign is filming it. But then he gets out and sees that she saw the video and wants to know why they did this to Kiko. So the day passes, and she's going to confront them about what happened, even if it upsets them and reminds her of what Kiko did to her. But she thinks they went too far because he was already punished enough that night and kicked out, so they didn't need to go after him and do all this to him. That's why he tells her that they did it for her and to save her. He tries to stop her so she doesn't know how at all, because then he turns on them. And that's why she goes to hit him with the man, push him away and threaten him because she wants to know which hospital he's in. So she sells time, and she keeps repeating that she goes to him there, and she doesn't know how to feel when she sees him, whether she's angry or pity or what. And she goes to him and he's like this, broken and tired, and she comes to check on him after what happened to him, and that's why he makes her know that he deserves this. She did not sympathize with him and felt sorry for him at all times, even though he did not know what he was doing at the time, but his heart was broken because she rejected him. And despite the fact that this is an excuse and it does not explain why what happened, he asks her for forgiveness. And this is what she agrees to, and she does not want him to do this again. And he is affected and knows that she is here. Alone, no one is with her, and he relaxes, and suddenly he is talking about her, and they are definitely looking for her. And he sees this. I think she is lucky because everyone cares about her and can fight over her. And they were not like that. With Ailal completely, and that he'll stay in a month and then be discharged from the hospital. But full recovery will take 8 months, followed by physical therapy, and that he was expelled from school and separated from his class because he doesn't want someone like him around, making fun of himself and talking about the girl who was kind to him but suddenly changed towards him. And that when her friend died, she went to Kiev, Yuri and Aries, and if she wants to know her story, she should ask them. So she goes to class and he yells at her because he was worried about her. And Yura says that she went somewhere and is trying to avoid them, and that Kif and Yuri are worried about her, and she promises them that she will tell them later. And she sees that everyone is focused on her, so she goes and sits in her seat between the two of them and thinks about what happened to Freya with Kif, Yuri and Aries, and she thinks about going to each of them for a while, and she is currently focused on Adrex. And she sees all these people around her, and is really thinking, so it is mealtime and everyone is eating. And she talks to Kif and thinks, he is crazy, and then she goes to leave with Cien, who's going to expose her for meeting Kiko, but she knows he's with her now and isn't moving, and she goes and hits him because of what happened to him. When she insults him, he'll tell Kafer, so she takes him and leaves him immediately, not wanting him to tell anyone because everyone will know about her now. She sees Josh feeding this cat and playing with it, and they talk about cats. Josh recognizes them but is actually affected. He tells her to recognize these 2 colors, and she doesn't want Kafer to ever know about them because she doesn't know what he's like when he's upset. He's their friend and wants them to be okay and together. She sees him as good and thinks clearly. Suddenly, the cat bites his legs, and he's afraid he might get rabies. So he goes to get it vaccinated. Fury comes and sends her legs away because she's very close to him. So, you realize he's jealous again? And you see that Kaif is jealous too, and that they're both jealous of CN. They talk about what's happening. It was happening with her too. And she takes it lightly and leaves. Then she goes up to Kate and checks on him with Mayo, who are still upset. She confirms their relationship, which isn't quite right yet, because he'll be forced to choose between himself and his family. She tries to encourage him, but he thinks it's easy to talk because she's not in his shoes, and he gets very sad. He thinks about taking her hand and kissing her, thinking it will make him a man. Mayo sees this, and they both joke about it. But Mayo gets upset with them, and misunderstands. She goes and makes him explain to himself. He sees that with Kaif and Yuri, he went to Kate, and he gets upset with her. She says she didn't let him kiss her in the first place. And then Adrex comes. He sees this and threatens her with blasphemy if he finds out. Mayu goes and confronts him, clearly disliking her. He tells her she'll make everyone flirt with him because she's no different from Ella. This makes her hit him immediately, shocking everyone. She then leaves with Adrex. Mayu is getting treatment and is happy that she's learned to defend herself. Suddenly, he sees pictures of Feria with a new boyfriend and is very sad. He can't get close to her because she hates the department. To comfort her, she tells him she's actually crazy and that it's better if he stays away from her. Suddenly, Mayu comes and apologizes for what he said because she's different from Ella. They both apologize, and he sits with them. She reassures him and talks about Adrex, who's sad because of a girl. She goes to check on him because she hasn't noticed him at all. Falling in love is difficult, but they see that Kev and Yuri are pursuing her and actually love her. Mayu thinks Kev is greedy when it comes to a girl, while Yuri is good. If she were in her place, she'd choose Yuri. If she loved Yuri and chose him, that's why Kifter fought with him. She knows that Kifter has been grieving ever since his girlfriend's death. She gets distracted when she sees Yuri and Kifter, and he goes to get closer to her. She sees that those around her, or those who get close to her, are hurt. She focuses on Kifter and thinks about the things said about him, and also about the things said about Yuri. She focuses on both of them and doesn't know who to choose. So what do you think Gaga should choose? Write in the comments and don't forget your lovely likes, which encourage us to continue, sweeties. Follow us for the next part and don't forget to subscribe to my channel, the link to which is in the third comment.